Hello, everyone. I'm Christina, and today we're just going to talk about what is going on around here. I got my milk, so we're going to keep it as low key as possible. But no, seriously, I might get a little busy during the month, and there might be like a little bit of lag in between my videos. But don't think I'm not noticing everything that's going on and what's probably going on behind it. So, since yesterday was a Sabbath, I really, I'm not allowed to work. And, it's not really an excuse because, it gets dark earlier now. But God had other plans for me yesterday. He decided that we should have some awesome one-on-one time. It was great. I had a great just day with God. So I was pretty happy about that and still am kind of glowing. What I wanted to talk about that I've been seeing in the news is the flu virus that is, just taking over America. Um, Paul Begley had actually made this comment. He goes, more people have gotten the flu shot this year, and it's amazing. There's more the flu is worse than ever. Okay, there's two things I want to say. First of all, I was a pharmacy technician, one of my jobs. Went to school for it. I was in it for a while. And it's one of those jobs that you never really quit learning. There's always things going on. But having been specifically in medicine, that was one thing I wanted you to know a little bit about my background. And second, my experience was that, like I said, I was deathly ill a few years ago on my deathbed, hearing the music, feeling myself slip away, the whole 9 yards. And I was in the hospital so much that when people called 911 for me, all they said was Christina Travis. They did not even need my address. They'd say, we'll be right there. I was there all the time. And when I was in there this one time, this nurse walks in and she's trying to get me to take this flu shot. And I looked at her and I was like, no. She had this, the whole professional thing, the whole, thing that she had to do, whatever, about telling me I should get this flu shot, blah, 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 blah. And if I don't, I have to sign this paperwork saying that I refused the flu shot. And I said, fine. I just want you to know I'm already sick. I was letting her know I'm already sick. What are you trying to do to me? And she drops the charade, I swear. And she laughs and she goes, yeah, you're right. And then she just walks out and I signed that paper. But the point is the flu shot is the problem. Okay, I wanted to give you that background so that you understand that I know what I'm saying when I say this, and you can even look it up. The flu shot causes the flu, and not only that, but when you take it, half the time it gives you the flu, or it doesn't work, or what it does is it shuts down your immune system from reacting next time it comes into contact with that virus. All right, and you get it worse. So stop taking the flu shot. Our bodies are meant to get sick with these little colds. What they do is they test and build our immune system. All right. You've got to allow for some of these things once in a while. And if you want to treat it, like if you got a cold, vitamin C is a lifesaver if you don't have irritable bowel syndrome and problems with acid reflux. They got that orange vitamin, knocks it right out. And then you got the zinc, if you don't have stomach problems, take it. For me, depends on the day, right? But I needed y'all to understand that stop taking that flu shot. These vaccines are no good for you. Just don't take them, all right? And they've got, never mind, I'm going to stop right there. The second issue I wanted to talk about is this government shutdown. It's pretty broad news that the Democrats are up to this. They're doing this to Americans for foreigners, okay? For illegal immigrants, for people that do not belong to our nation. I've never seen a country just completely crap on every single one of their own citizens for another country. I mean, just, oh, forget about y'all. I'd rather worry about, whatever over here. Y'all just, and the kicker is that they're still getting paid. And I think that law needs to change. If you're not showing up for work, if you're not showing up for the things you're supposed to be doing, and if you are doing things that are treasonous against the people that elected you, then I think you need to not be paid. And they need to stop electing these people, personally. Nancy Pelosi, wow. I mean, she's actually celebrating. She was taking people out celebrating at this restaurant, this government shutdown. Nice, huh? Right? And in the meantime, the what was it called? The crop issues that I've been trying to warn you about since last summer, I think it was. I started telling you, it's like, okay, there are food shortages showing up because of the extreme weather, and then this winter we had, kind of blizzard things. But I'm going to tell you, I've been walking through the grocery store, my own grocery store, different ones throughout the month, and the shelves are, I mean, where the produce is in a lot of places, not just produce, but like all over the store, different types of breads, they're gone. Like the whole shelf is gone. Okay, meat is totally rising. Like chicken, I can't believe how high priced chicken is starting to get. Now, we're hearing reports coming from Europe again. The same thing, the food is getting low on the shelves. And that's why I'm trying to help y'all understand, this is only going to get worse because, it's one of those historical facts that when you have major volcano eruptions going on, just one good one can mess up the next two crop seasons. We're having a lot of, and this can be a volcano on the other side of the planet, can affect you know what I'm saying? It happens. So, you're going to have to start growing something. And when you think about the government shutdown as it is right now, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we're supposed to have all these preppers. We're supposed to have a pretty good idea of what's going on in the world. We see it on our grocery shelves. We've been hearing it for years. Learn how to purify your water. Learn, just get something together. Go back anything, And we are on day 2, at the end of it, actually. We're fixing to start day 3 in hours of the government shutdown. And we're losing our economy. People, are not being taken care of. And all in the name of what? Don't you understand? This is where our times are heading. Things aren't going to get any better. We've got to start getting it through our heads that we are going to have to become more and more self-sufficient. Do you think that I got this RV to live in because I had confidence that the housing bubble wouldn't collapse along with whatever else? I bought this because I know that I might have to move for a hurricane, for whatever reason, and I don't want to have to worry about a flood taking everything I have or not having a place to live. You know, I'll have a roof over my head. I don't need much, okay? But that's thinking ahead, all right? I didn't have much money, but what I did have when I had it, I put it where I believed it was needed. And it is not in the big cars and the big clothes. It is about making sure that if the worst happens, that I can at least survive for 2 days of a government shutdown. And so this really disappoints me a lot. I know that there are certain people that, are like me, you're disabled, and there are just certain limitations that you have. I'm not talking to you because really we're supposed to take care of people that are, have more problems than us. I'm talking to people that are able, you know? You should have some kind of preparation in place, okay? We get hurricanes. This is just the Gulf of Mexico. We know to always have water stored. As long as I've been growing up, we always did. But you're going to have to prepare. You're going to have to start taking this seriously because we're talking government shutdowns, food shortages. What next? what next? How much more weight can be added onto these problems before the bottom starts busting out? I mean, what ground are you going to have to stand on? Because we're living in a pretty dark world. I couldn't believe this article I saw about the Pope this time. Pope Francis accuses sex abuse victims in Chile of slander. The kind of person that it takes to stand in all white clothing and have everybody kiss his hand and call him father, to go over to a nation that has been victimized by his group of sect of people, for him to come there on a healing mission and then just outright cut their throats, basically. I mean, how insulting. The abuser got to abuse again somehow because it's that same group of people. But that's the times we're living in California. Aren't they trying to, you know, New California? They're trying to split. That's what's happening. Brother against brother, Democrats against Republicans. That things are getting divided. The lines are getting clearer and clearer. And if we can't even survive 2 days of a government shutdown without everybody losing their minds and starting to riot and go crazy, then I'm going to promise, we're not so prepared. You think I'm afraid that somebody's going to come up here and shoot me and kill me or anything like that? No, because I've already been to the gates of dying and death. I've already been there a couple of times, believe me. And there is nothing easier to do than leave this place and go home. You forget all about it as soon as you're gone. There isn't really anything I'm worried about. I know that the only people that are worried about what they've got in their lives are not really understanding that we're not meant to stay here on earth forever. We're at some point, whether you're sick or whatever, we're meant to go back to the source, to God. I guess it just gets easier if you've kind of been on that plateau. It's not so hard. So, when I look at people that they don't prepare, they're easy to ignite in anger, riot for any reason, shut down the United States for people that don't even live here. There's always something popping up nowadays where you need that extra water, that extra little bit of food, that extra can of gas. It's just we've just gotten to the times where we need to be prepared. But the bottom line is one day there's going to be a short supply and too many hungry people. And on that day, are you going to be sitting there going, oh man, what have I got to do to maintain living still? I mean, some of you, sure, but people like me, no. I'm not going to try to save my life. If I run out of food, I run out of food. Oh well, shoot me, shoot me. Oh well. But that's a confidence that I have because I know I don't belong on earth. I don't come from here. None of us do. We're spirits. We were put in bodies until our bodies give out and then we go back where we came from. What's so bad about that? Because a lot of you aren't ready, just like you're not ready for a government shutdown. But you're gonna have to face the facts eventually. It's gonna hit you one way or the other. But if I were you, I'd pay attention to those Democrats. I'd watch every move they make because everything they've done is so selfish and hateful. It's vindictive. It's awful. Okay, they just party for just working iniquity every day. It comes from the pits of hell in their stomach. You can tell. I mean, it's like they're seething acid out of their mouths. I would pay attention to what could happen if you stop taking the flu shot because my friends will tell me, yeah, my friend's daughter got every kind of flu shot and actually ended up with every kind of strain of kind of flu you could get, but as soon as they stopped taking it, they stopped getting sick. And it was really bad before. I'm like, see, all right, I want you to be prepared to feed yourself. And I also want you to be prepared to meet God. If it not if, one day it's going to be your turn. Okay? If God wants you to be here, He's going to send you that food. He's going to find that way. If it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And I'm not saying that being mean. Although there are a lot of overly sensitive people out there nowadays, this is just a fact of life. Death is the ultimate fact of life. We are all bound to do it. This body, anyway. So I just wanted to give you those facts. I don't want you to be running around thinking that, the reason everybody's got the flu is because most people didn't get their flu shot. No, it's getting bad because it's just the opposite. I don't want you running around freaking out because a blizzard comes or a hurricane or the apocalypse or the rapture. I don't want you freaking out about that. What is it inside of you that hasn't gotten this straight yet? Is it because you don't have a relationship with God? And if you do, then what's the problem? Our life belongs to Him, bottom line. A Christian should never be in any fear of leaving. In fact, we're just like, you know, I'm happy I wake up every day, but every day I wake up and I'm like, I'm still here. It's not my life ambition to be here forever. Being a vampire or whatever, that never attracted me. I'm going somewhere someday. I'm leaving, you know. But while I'm here, I'm not gonna sit around and be quiet while they're killing your kids with the flu epidemic and pretending that they've got the cure when it's the problem. I can't believe how often I see that. It's a bad sign for you if you're not prepared at this point. If you can't look at some of the things that are going on a regular basis, if you aren't prepared for a week, 3 days to a week at least of something going down, then do you even care about your own life? Why? Maybe you don't, I don't know. But if you were that okay with it, then we shouldn't see this rioting in the streets because people are hungry or, people are losing their jobs. This is the way the end times are supposed to look. The Bible talked about how the famine would be in different areas and then become global, worldwide. You know, that the social chaos and disorder and division, the rumors of wars. Do you remember the bugs, the pestilences, the disease, and brother against brother and prideful people? This is where we are, okay? And according to the Bible, it doesn't get any better. So if you can't get past a government shutdown for a few days, then you really, really need to sit yourself down and think about it after this and decide on how important your life is here, because unless you're really ready to go right now, maybe you don't need to prepare or plan at all, okay? But if you really think you need some more time, if you think that, missing a few meals for a couple of weeks is going to cause you to maybe break in somewhere and kill somebody, rob, maim, whatever, then you need to sit down and you really need to think about some things, okay? Well, I'm going to go for tonight. Nothing fancy. I will be talking to you soon. I love you all. God bless. Bye.